Today's video is sponsored by DeckCheck, a commander deck builder with smart tools that actually understand your deck. If you're building in one place, checking card suggestions somewhere else, and guessing your power level on vibes alone, DeckCheck pulls all that into one seamless experience. It doesn't just store your list, it actively helps you build better. It gives you smart card recommendations based on what your specific deck is trying to do, not just what's generically popular. It can help you cut down to 100 with deck trim, which is my least favorite part of deck building, and it provides a detailed analysis of your deck, including an accurate bracket level, which is huge for Rule Zero conversations. You can even filter recommendations by budget or limit them to cards you already own. It has all the deck building features you'd expect and a ton more that simply make it the best and easiest place to build. Try it now at deckcheck.co and check out the link in the description. Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, my incredible patrons picked a commander for me to build around, and the commander that got the most votes this month is Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. Such a fun and unique commander. A 2/2 Spirit Warrior for 3 mana and Orzhov. Whenever you cast a white spell, you get to counter each legendary creature control. They get Vigilance until end of turn. When you're casting a black spell, you get to counter each legendary creature control, and they gain Menace until end of turn. So this is a commander that can go in a couple of different directions. You can lean heavily one way or the other, or you can lean into both. And basically, all of your legendary creatures in this deck, and there are a lot of them, with a lot of utility they can help out in so many ways, essentially, well, give you a double pump, essentially. Again, 2 counters, and also Vigilance and Menace all at once just for playing one creature. Yeah, that can make our team incredibly deadly, allow us to be aggressive in combat again because, well, less likely that our creatures are going to be blocked effectively or efficiently, and also allowing us to stay back on defense as well, all while building up our team again and again and again. There's a lot of exciting things you do with this commander. Let's jump into them with the tactics. And first up, well, one that I am going to highlight that is not a legendary creature. It'd be pretty sweet if it was, though. Metastatic Evangel, 3/1 for Phyrexian Human Cleric for 2 mana in white. Whenever another non-token creature enters battlefield, control proliferate. Now, this first tactic, again, being, well, let's pump our team. It's a great way to do so by being like, hey, you know what? Whenever a creature comes into play, again, which is already going to be happening quite a bit, well, let's actually proliferate. Get even more counters out there on things. So now basically it's like 3 counters for the price of 1 when we have our multicolored legendary creatures. Speaking of which, Minthara, Merciless Soul, a 2/2 Elf Cleric for 4 mana and Orzhov. Ward X, which is the number of experience counters we have, which can grow a lot because at the beginning of our end step, if a permanently controlled left the battlefield this turn, we get an experience counter that can happen quite a bit throughout the game. That being said, creatures you control get +1/+0 for each experience counter you have, so we can pump our team even further. Then we've got Rhea Vor. This is a 3/4 Phyrexian Knight for 4 mana. It's got Battle Cry, so again, attacking pumps our team +1/+0. On top of the beginning of combat our turn, the next time target creature we deal combat damage to one or more players this combat, we can prevent it. And if we do that, we get a 1/1 Phyrexian Might that's got Toxic 1 that can't block for every single one of those damage. But basically, it's just a way to go, hey, you know what, let's go extremely wide instead of hitting you for a lot. Alright, the Curse, very simple, very effective, 3/3 Death Touch Lifelink that also pumps our entire team. Again, other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2. That's a massive pump effect for this legendary tribal deck. Next up, well, one that isn't legendary itself, but one that can help us out with a lot of things too. We've got Deathbringer Liege, a 3/4 horror that says other white creatures you control get +1/+1, other black creature you control get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a white spell, tap a creature, black spell, you may destroy target creature if it's tapped. Really, really fun. I mean, being able to just go, okay, casting any of our spells now, essentially, any of our legendary creatures that are both colors, goes, okay, let's just get rid of something, tapping something down, destroying it as well. On top being a great Anthem effect for our entire team. Heroes Podium, speaking of which, my goodness. Each legendary creature you control gets +1 for each other legendary creature you control. Massive way to go, okay, hey, I'm going really wide with this. Oh, by the way, also incredibly tall. On top of that, you can pay X and tap, look at the top X card of your library, get a legendary creature off the top and into your hand. And then finally, Servandum the Lucent, a 4/4 Death Touch lifelinker that says, enters or attacks, other creature control +1/+0 and gain Death Touch till end of turn. This is a massive effect because, again, when it comes to, again, this going, hey, you know what, you get +1/+0, that's nice, little pump effect. the Death Touch is huge because, again, our creatures will have Menace, meaning that our opponents are going to have to lose 2 creatures on a block no matter what. Absolutely amazing. Moving on, let's talk about some heavy hitters, including Judge Magister Gabranth, a 2/2 Human Advisor Knight for 2 mana. It's got Menace, which, again, is permanent on this. It's not going to be every single time we have Menace when we're swinging with our team, so it's nice to have additional keywords there, too. That being said, another creature artifact you control dies, you get a counter on this, which can grow it a lot throughout the game. Killian Ink Duelist, a 2/2 with lifelink, which can be quite good at padding our life total. It's got Menace as well, just inherently, which is nice. In spells that we cast, target creature cost 2 less to cast can come in handy as well. Kurnos, Hound of Athreos, though this is so fun. A 3/3 Hound for 3 mana. It's got Vigilance, Menace, and a lifelink. So again, those 2 permanently that we can get, Vigilance and Menace. That being said, lifelink on top of that. And it says, hey, creature cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield, and players can't cast spells in graveyards, so it can shut down graveyard decks too. Then we've got Varrock Warp Sengir, a 2/2 that's got Flying Death Touch lifelink. A lot of other text on it as well that, well, matters if you're building around a deck around this. But hey, for this text purposes, we don't really care about that. What we care about is this is a creature that, again, is going to grow a lot throughout the game thanks to our commander. And also, it's got Flying Death Touch and lifelink. It helps out a lot. On top of that, having Vigilance and Menace a lot, too, again, when we've got creatures coming into play. Ariel, Knight of Windgrace, a 4/4 that has Vigilance. It can also make Knights, also tap Knights to destroy things. And yeah, just inherently having Vigilance can be quite nice. Moving on. Lend a Saint of Dusk, a 4/4. It's got lifelink and Hexproof from instance, so it can be hard to deal with. That being said, it can also just grow itself, essentially, by having our life total greater than our starting life total, extra +1/+1 in Menace, extra +5/+5 if it's 10 or greater than our starting life total. So yeah, it can be an extra, well, +6/+6, a 10/10 inherently then. Can be quite deadly. Speaking of deadly, Lacia Shroud of Dusk, a 5/5 that basically can skip out on commander attacks for life. Flying lifelink, whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. Now, this does impact us as well. That being said, we already have this, plus some other ways to gain life, too, that we've already talked about. That being said, this can hit incredibly hard, gain us a lot of life, gain that life back, and our opponents are going to be reeling from all the life they're going to be losing from this. Finally, Teysa, Envoy of Ghosts. So much fun. 4/4 Human Advisor for 7 mana. Vigilance, protection creature. So basically, again, it can block whatever we need it to block. And also, it is unblockable. So do keep that in mind. On top of that, whenever a creature goes combat damage to you, destroy it. And then they get a 1/1. Cool. Yeah, actually, we get the 1/1. But still, being able to just go, hey, you know what? Yeah, you attack me, you're going to be in trouble. Next up, let's talk about some value creatures. Jarina, Dauntless General, a 2/2 Human Soldier for 2 mana. Again, low to the ground, lovely. Enters the battlefield, get rid of someone's graveyard. That can be great deterrence against a player who, well, depends on the graveyard. Sacrifice it, and humans we control gain Hexproof and Indestructible. I've turned a good amount of humans in this deck as well. So her Glorious Pass, a 3/2 that's got Start Your Engines. Sacrifice a creature, surveil 1. Okay, you can do that. That being said, max speed, whenever a non-token creature dies, you get a tap 2/2 Black Zombie creature token. So yeah, just a way to replace creatures as well. And again, a low to the ground creature that can help us pump our team. Aaron Benelia's Ruin, a 3/3 that's got Menace inherently. Can also sacrifice creatures, get a counter each creature we control to grow our team even further. Colonel Autumn, a 2/3 Human Soldier with lifelink. It's also got Exploit, gives other village creatures Exploit. And whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, get a counter each creature you control. So again, more and more ways to build up our team even further. Rufus Shinra, a 2/4 that says when it attacks, if you don't control a creature named Darkstar, you make Darkstar a 2/2 white and black dog creature token. Teysa can help us out as well, though. Sacrificing 3 white creatures, we can exile a creature. If we in emergency need it, we got it. Whenever a black creature you control dies, you make a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Then we've got Zorlian Cosmos Collar, a 3/3 flying vigilance. Yeah, it can also drain, based on, hey, we attack with a bat, we gain a life. Cool, good for us. And whenever it enters or attacks, we can pay just 2 mana and Orzhov and 2 life. And we do bring something small back out of our graveyard, back to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Ramaz, Blight of Oreskos, a 3/4 that costs 4 mana. Whenever we cast a Phyrexian creature, artifact, creature spell, incubate extract that spell's mana value. Cool. Give your end step of a Phyrexian die to control this turn, proliferate. Again, it's not the only Phyrexian in the deck. Felix, Fang of Silverquill, a 3/2 Vampire Wizard with Flying and Mentor. That's nice. Most importantly, though, whenever a non-token creature controlled dies, if it counters on it, you make that many Inkling creature tokens. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a game-ending card for this deck. Speaking of which, Ratadrabik, love it. 3/3 Vigilance Ward, 2 other zombies control Vigilance. Legendary creature control dies, you get a token copy that's a 2/2 zombie. Yeah, it's like, hey, oh, you killed my creature? Cool, I get another one. That's the exact same. Thank you. Finally, Athreos Shroud Veiled, a 4/7 god with indestructible. Quite nice. And then, hey, you know what? If we don't have Devotion to 7, then it's not a creature, but we're probably going to get there for black and white, obviously. Getting Rancid, get a coin counter on a creature. When that thing dies, it, well, comes back under our control, so we can steal creatures or bring our own back. Next up, card advantage. We've got so many great ways to dig down into our deck. Mirror of Galadriel. Cost 2 Ledger Artifact, pay 5, scry 1 when we tap and draw a card. Or, hey, it can cost basically 0 if we've got 5 Ledger creatures in play, which is going to be a lot. Night's Whisper, very simple, very effective. Cost 2, draw 2, lose 2. Sign in Blood, cost 2, draw 2, lose 2. But it targets any player, essentially. Dire Sight, another great one as well. Surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2 life. Read the Bones, basically the exact same thing, but it's Scry instead of Surveil, so Surveil, slightly better. Massive Grizzlebrand, though, this is a great one for us. Giving a creature flying and lifelink, lovely, again, with how massive we can make our creatures. On top of that, if that creature dies, we can pay X life, or X its power. If we do draw X cards, so we can draw a ton. Taysa can help us out as well, a 2/3 with Death Touch. Getting Ren Step, investigate for each opponent lost life this turn. We're going to be an aggressive deck. We're going to be attacking a lot. Lots of opponents losing life, making us clues. On top of that, if we have clues hit the graveyard, well, we can actually make some spirits. That's nice, too. Well, good for us. Then we've got Venat, Heart of Hiladlin. I don't know how to say that one. Anyways, a 3/3 Elder Wizard for 3 mana. Whenever you cast a Ledger Spell, draw a card. It triggers only once each turn. It's going to be a lot throughout the game. On top of that, paying 7, we can tap and exile target non-land permanent to transform it. So we get rid of something, and it turns into, well, this. The Mother Crystal, a 4/4 God with Indestructible. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you get a counter on another target creature you control until next turn. It gains Indestructible, a creature legendary. Draw a card. A great heavy hitter for us to have. Temple's Under Attack is a great way to protect our team as well, giving them Indestructible at a turn, or we make a deal with an opponent, we draw 2 cards, and they draw 2 cards. Mangara, a great one as well when it comes to card draw, a 2/4 with lifelink. Again, another way to gain life in this deck. When an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more creatures are attacking you and a planeswalker you control, you draw a card. Great deterrence, or at least a way to, well, make up for an opponent attacking you. If an opponent casts a second spell each turn, draw a card. That happens a lot throughout the game. A great draw engine for us. Siphon Mind, punish opponents. Hey, each of you discard a card. I will draw 1 for each card discarded this way. That's going to be, you're down 3, I'm up 3. Thank you. Carmen can help us out as well. 2/2 Flyer. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, you get a counter on it, and you gain 1 life. Nice. Attacks her up to 1 target permanent card, mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from your grave of the battlefield. Again, this is going to be gaining a lot of power very quickly with this commander, and we can start bringing a lot of things back with this. Latest Forgotten Archangel, a 4/5 flying lifelink. Again, even more ways to gain life. When another non-token creature you control dies, bring it right back to your hand at the end step. Creature bug controls dies the opposite. Exile instead. So gets rid of, hey, opponents, any kind of death triggers they have, or kind of graveyard interactions they might, want to use. And also says, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep getting my creatures back again and again and again, and replaying them obviously can be very good with this commander. Moira and Teshar, a 4/5 Phyrexian Spirit Bird for 5 mana. Flying. When you cast a historic spell, bring target non-land permanent card from your graveyard back to the battlefield. It gets haste, exile begin at the end step, and if it goes anywhere else, it gets exiled instead. Finally, Shadrick Silverquill, though, a 2/5 Elder Dragon flying double strike. My goodness, this can hit so hard when you keep getting more and more counters on it. Getting a combat on your turn, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Give someone an inkling, cool. Target player draws a card, lose life, cool. Or target player puts a counter on each creature they control, super cool. Again, being able to grow our team even further. Next up, let's talk about removal. And first up, well, Abigail can really help us out with that. A 1/1 Bird Bard for 2 mana. Norzov, flying, first strike, lifelink. Again, all very good keywords to have with this kind of a deck where we can grow this super large. On top of that, when it enters up to 1 target creature, loses all abilities. Oh, but hey, you get a flying, first strike, lifelink counter. Good for you. Yeah, being able to go, you know what, hey, opponent, your commander doesn't do anything anymore. Oh, sure, it gets these keywords, but other than that, it does nothing. Is massive, is huge. Amalia can help us out as well. 2/2 ward, pay 3 life whenever you gain life. It explores, then destroy all creatures with powers exactly 20. Yeah, we can time that up perfectly if we need to. Again, with all the lives to gain life with this deck. Eiley, Eternal Pilgrim, speaking of which, 2/3 Core Cleric. It's got Death Touch again. Already great just to have that keyword and being able to make that menace even deadlier. By paying 1 sacrifice creature, you gain life with the sacrifice creature's toughness. By paying 3 in sacrifice creature, exiling a non-land permanent. Yeah, if you've got starting life total 10 or, more than your starting life total, that can easily happen again with all the lifelink that we have and all the power that we have in this deck. D-Spark, very simple, very effective. 2 mana, get rid of a permanent mana value 4 greater. Servandum, a 2/2 Vigilance Menace, again, They already have, you know, the keywords, you know, that our commander gives, but being able to just have those on it permanently is great. On top of that, another creature control dies or put an exile, get a counter on it, you gain 1 life. When it dies from an exile, its power is 4 or greater, store up to 1 target non-land permanent. I mean, its power is always basically going to be 4 or greater with this commander. Generous gift, destroy a permanent, make an elephant for them. Cool, good for you. Stroke of Midnight, destroy a permanent, make a 1/1 human. Cool, good for you. Non-land permanent, I should say, with this one. Odric, Master Tactician is so much fun. 3/4 first strike. Whenever in at least 3 of the creatures attack, you choose which creatures block this combat and how they block. You can use this for removal, number 1. Number 2, you can just straight up go, your creatures don't block, and I'm just swinging through, and you lose the game. Next up, Vona. 4/4 Vigilance, Lifelink, and even more ways to gain life. Tap, pay 7 life, though, store target non-land permanent, activate only during your turn. A great way to get rid of some things. And then we've got Austere Command, again, very flexible. Choose to draw artifacts, enchantments, small creatures, big creatures, whatever you need, choose that. And finally, when it comes to ramp, of course, first up, there's Wayfarer's Bauble. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice, get a basic land to play tapped. Everflowing Chalice, very flexible. Cost 2, taps for 1 if you pay for 2. For it, 4, you know, get 2. And then, yeah, basically, it taps for half the amount of mana you get into it. Arcane Signet, speaking of which, cost 2, taps for 1, but for any of your colors. Charcoal Diamond, cost 2, taps for a black mana, enters battlefield, tap. Marble Diamond, the exact same thing, but taps for a white. Then we've got Cold Steel Heart, can do either, basically. Enters tap, choose a color, it taps for that one. Felwar Stone can usually tap for our colors depending on our opponent's land situation. Orzhov Signet can filter our mana into our colors. Star Compass comes into play tapped. We can tap for 1 of our colors depending on our basic land situation, or both. Talisman of Hierarchy taps for our colors, tap to pay for 1 damage just to us. Oh no, but we can get either of our colors when we need to. And finally, the Kenris Royal Funeral. Legendary enchantment for 4 mana. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it exits up to 2 target ledger creature cards from your graveyard. You draw X cards, lose X life, or X grace spend value when cards exile this way. So that can be a nice way to, well, gain life and draw some cards. On top of that, though, legendary spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card exiled with it. Yeah, it can just make our legends super cheap to cast and give us so much value throughout the game. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.